Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of The Weekly Deep. That's what we're calling this series for right now. If you have any suggestions for names, please let us know in the comments below. And who knows, if we like your suggestion enough, maybe we'll take you out in the boat. This whole thing is brand new to us, so Nathan and I thought it would be a great idea to throw ourselves a curveball right off the bat and do this thing fully remote. Nathan is in the Philippines at Deep Week, and I got tired of all the rain and bad weather in San Diego and then seeing people score great snow up in Mammoth, so I decided to come up here and get some for myself. We got 18 inches of snow last night and we've got more on the way, which is just dreamy, but I might have a little trouble getting my car out. I'm not sure exactly how this stuff works. I'm a Florida man living in San Diego, so we'll see what happens. What I do know is that we've been doing everything we can to maximize our production value. I got myself a little influencer tripod with a little clicker shutter thing, state-of-the-art teleprompter stand, as well as a really cutting-edge GoPro mount that we used for this episode. So because of those things, we know we've got a great episode for you. We get into quite a bit. We released a new interview for the Know Your Ropes series. We've got a couple cool announcements for things coming up this week. We see some footage of Nathan and what he's been up to out in the Philippines. And then we also, here it is, dive in to reading marine weather forecasts. And we're just gonna go ahead and get started with that right now with your weekly dive viz forecast. So the forecast that we have coming up is, again, pretty rough. If you look here, we see that the swell is falling a little bit. Thursday, it's pretty brutal, 6 to 8 foot swells, coming down to 4 to 5 on Friday, and staying about that level throughout the weekend, where they ease off early next week until we get another little pulse on Wednesday and Thursday. And then into Monday, the swell begins to taper. We do have those good wind conditions that we like. Tuesday is probably the best day that we're gonna get. The waves fall even more. The winds look pretty good, pretty light throughout that day. And then Wednesday, things start picking up again. We get, at 6 a.m., we start to get 15 knot onshore winds, and those things will be blowing all day, which is just the longer that wind blows, the more choppy it's gonna get. And we also, looks like we're gonna have some rain on Wednesday. So all in all, I would say Tuesday is the best bet. I would go with low expectations. If you're looking for stuff to do on land, we do have pool training every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 to 8 at the Plunge. And we also have a spear gun rigging seminar with the man that we are doing our interview with this week, none other than Captain Bly.
If you're gonna dive, know your gear. Be a waterman, know how to tie your own bands, know how to, fix your own spear gun, how to jerry rig, straighten the shaft out, tune the flopper, crimp your own stuff, tie your wishbones. If you're gonna be a diver, learn how to do it.
You can check out the full interview right here, or just go to our YouTube homepage. And if you want to go to the spearfishing seminar, please sign up on the website. It's $35, which will include food and drinks. If you're not sure what Deep Week is, or you want to get a better idea of what it looks like, or just want to see a little bit about this spot that Nathan's been diving, don't worry, we've got you covered.
Hello there, good morning my loves. Welcome to another day in paradise. I just spilled coffee on my stomach. It wasn't good. Nathan Minata here. I find myself here on the other side of the planet. Got the invite out to be the staff photographer, videographer for this year's Deep Week in the Philippines. So if you've never heard of what Deep Week is, you might as well hear it from the man and the legend that created it himself, Adam Stern.
Deep Week is a large freediving festival / training experience. We take large groups of people to amazing locations and we bring together all the best freedivers and freediving instructors in the world. And it's a lot of fun, it's wild, it's a good time, everyone dives really well, and that's what the event is.
Our dive location for all the depth training is Barracuda Lake. And this is a place that you just can't simply put into words. The only thing that I can really relate it to is like being at a underwater cathedral. The rock formations are just unlike anywhere else in the world, and when you see these rocks, you know exactly where you are. It's also very interesting for the fact that it's a freshwater lake, but then down a little bit deeper at about 40 feet or so, you go into a holocline and actually enter salt water. So the density changes, but most drastically, the water temperature changes. It gets hot, almost 100 degrees. After the depth diving, there's always something else that we can do diving-wise throughout the rest of the day. Fun diving at different wrecks, hanging out with dugongs, manta rays. The fun never ends. Thibault Guignes is the special featured guest for this year's trip at the Philippines, and I had a chance to sit down with him and chat, so that will be in the future here for the Know the Ropes series. Super excited about that one. These deep weeks are just an absolute load of fun. I mean, the amount of progression that you can get from diving in these incredible locations for 7 to 10 days straight, along with getting guidance from some of the most elite divers in the world, there's just nothing quite like it.
We hope you all have a great weekend. We will be back next week with episode 3, which will have, we're not entirely sure, but hopefully a much better dive forecast. This week's show is brought to you by McDonald's, McCafe, basically whatever they had at the grocery outlet here in Mammoth, and of course, LaCroix. Thanks again for tuning in. Please do help us by liking and subscribing, and we will be back next week. Thanks for watching.